I always love seeing how different people in the Bible share their faith. And one of my favorite stories is of Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch in Acts chapter 8. And I believe what this passage does is it gives us a way to help our kids have a strategy to reach their friends for Jesus Christ. Now, I'm going to read this passage. It's a little long, but it's a story that contains all the elements to effectively equip our students to share Jesus. In Acts 8:26, now an angel of the Lord said to Philip, go south to the road, the desert road that goes down from Jerusalem to Gaza. So he started out, and on his way he met an Ethiopian eunuch, an important official in charge of all the treasury of Candace, queen of the Ethiopians. This man had gone to Jerusalem to worship, and on his way home was sitting in his chariot reading the book of Isaiah the prophet. The Spirit told Philip, go to that chariot and stay near it. Then Philip ran up to the chariot, heard the man reading Isaiah the prophet. Do you understand what you're reading? Philip asked. How can I, he said, unless someone explains it to me. So he invited Philip to come up and sit with him. The eunuch was reading this passage of Scripture. He was led like a sheep to the slaughter, and as a lamb before the shearer is silent, so he did not open his mouth. Verse 34 says, the eunuch asked Philip, tell me, please, who is a prophet talking about, himself or someone else? Then Philip began with that very passage of Scripture and told him the good news about Jesus. As they traveled along the road, they came to some water, and the eunuch said, look, here is water. Why shouldn't I be baptized? And he gave orders to stop the chariot. Then both Philip and the eunuch went down into the water, and Philip baptized them. When they came up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord suddenly took Philip away, and the eunuch did not see him again, but went on his way rejoicing. I love this passage because I believe this gives us a strategy to share our faith. And here's a strategy, very simply. Pray, stay connected to God. Pursue, get connected to others. And then persuade, connect others to Christ. Now, to understand a little bit about who Philip was, Philip was one of the 7 deacons chosen in Acts chapter 6 to help serve the poor, the daily distribution of the food in Jerusalem. He was chosen because of his godliness, because of his wisdom, because of the spiritual unction, the power of God that was upon him. And the reason that he was chosen, and I guarantee you this is what led to that, was a lifestyle of prayer. He was connected with God through prayer. He was depending upon Him. And if we want to really see God use us, we need to be connected with God in prayer. Because it's when we're connected that God will guide us. And that's what we see happening in verse 26. Now an angel of the Lord said to Philip, go south to the road, the desert road that goes down from Jerusalem to Gaza. Now, he's connected with God. God guides him. And when we're connected to God, He will guide us into those opportunities. We know that prayer is essential if our kids are going to be effectively sharing their faith. You know, Colossians chapter 4, verses 2 through 6 talks about being devoted to prayer, that God may open a door for our ministry, that He'll give us the courage and the wisdom to present the message clearly, that He'll give us the understanding to make the gospel known in a way that is relevant and effective. See, prayer opens doors. Philip was a man of prayer, and as a result, God guided him. We need to help our kids begin to pray for their friends, to begin to pray for opportunity to share the good news of Jesus with their friends. But then we need to equip them to pursue. See, Philip prayed, then he pursued. Literally, he ran up to the chariot, heard the man reading Isaiah the prophet. Now, how did he pursue him? The fact that he ran up to the chariot